African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command in combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the Special Military Operation as of August 15, 2025. From August 9th to 15th, Operational Tactical Aviation, strike unmanned aerial vehicles, missile troops, and artillery of the Russian Armed Forces troop groups struck objects of the Ukrainian military-industrial complex and transport infrastructure used in the interests of the armed forces of Ukraine, ammunition depots, assembly, storage, and launch sites of long-range unmanned aerial vehicles, training centers, and temporary deployment points of Ukrainian armed formations, nationalists, and foreign mercenaries. During the week, units of the North Troop Group inflicted defeat on personnel and equipment of tank, 5 mechanized, motorized infantry, ranger, 2 air assault brigades, an air assault regiment, 3 assault regiments of the armed forces of Ukraine, and 2 territorial defense brigades in the Sumy region. In the Kharkiv region, troop group units improved the tactical situation, inflicted defeat on formations of mechanized, motorized infantry brigades, an assault regiment of the armed forces of Ukraine, and 2 territorial defense brigades. Over the week, in the area of responsibility of the North Troop Group, the armed forces of Ukraine lost over 1,230 servicemen, 5 tanks, 8 combat armored vehicles, and 61 cars. Destroyed were a launcher of the HIMARS multiple launch rocket system produced in the USA, 31 field artillery guns, including 4 produced by NATO countries, 6 electronic warfare and counter-battery stations, 29 ammunition and material supply depots. Units of the West Troop Group took more advantageous lines and positions, inflicted defeat on formations of tank, 3 mechanized, assault brigades of the armed forces of Ukraine, a territorial defense brigade, and a National Guard brigade. The enemy lost more than 1,590 servicemen, 2 tanks, 16 combat armored vehicles, including an M113 armored personnel carrier produced in the USA and 11 armored vehicles produced by NATO countries. Destroyed were 92 cars, 11 field artillery guns, of which 10 were Western-made, 31 electronic warfare and counter-battery stations, and 26 ammunition depots. Units of the Southern Troop Group advanced deep into the enemy's defense and liberated the settlement of Sherbanovka of the Donetsk People's Republic. Inflicted defeat on personnel and equipment of 5 mechanized, motorized infantry, airmobile, assault, mountain assault brigades of the armed forces of Ukraine, a Marine brigade, 2 territorial defense brigades, 2 National Guard brigades, and the Lyat Brigade of the Ukrainian National Police. Over the week, in this direction, losses of Ukrainian armed formations amounted to over 1,710 servicemen, 11 combat armored vehicles, including an M113 armored personnel carrier produced in the USA. Destroyed were 39 cars, 21 field artillery guns, including 6 Western-made, 8 electronic warfare and counter-battery stations, 13 ammunition and material supply depots. Units of the Center Troop Group continued offensive actions in the territory of the Donetsk People's Republic and Dnipropetrovsk region. The settlements of Yablanovka, Lunacharskoye, Suvarovo, and Nikanorovka of the Donetsk People's Republic were liberated. Defeated formations of 5 mechanized, infantry, ranger, airmobile, airborne, air assault, 2 assault brigades, 2 assault regiments of the armed forces of Ukraine, 2 Marine brigades, 2 territorial defense brigades, 2 National Guard brigades, and a combined brigade of the Ministry of Internal Affairs of Ukraine. The enemy lost up to 2,740 servicemen, 1 tank, 30 combat armored vehicles, 48 cars, 25 field artillery guns, and 4 electronic warfare and counter-battery stations. Over the past week, units of the East Troop Group, as a result of active and decisive actions, liberated the settlements of Iskra and Alexandrogorod of the Donetsk People's Republic. Inflicted defeat on personnel and equipment of 3 mechanized, Mountain Assault Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, a Marine Brigade, 3 Territorial Defense Brigades, and a National Guard Brigade. Enemy losses in this direction amounted to over 1,760 servicemen, 2 tanks, 19 combat armored vehicles, 57 cars, 14 field artillery guns, including 7 produced by NATO countries, 7 electronic warfare stations, 3 ammunition and material supply depots. Units of the Dnieper Troop Group inflicted defeat on formations of 3 mechanized, mountain assault brigades, 3 coastal defense brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 3 territorial defense brigades, and a National Guard brigade. The enemy lost more than 620 servicemen, 5 combat armored vehicles, 73 cars, and 13 field artillery guns, including 4 155mm M777 howitzers produced in the USA. Destroyed 52 electronic warfare stations, 22 ammunition, fuel, and material supply depots. During the week, air defense means shot down a Su-27 aircraft of the Ukrainian Air Forces, 27 guided aerial bombs, 20 rocket projectiles of the HIMARS multiple launch rocket system produced in the USA, 2 long-range guided Neptune missiles, and 2,134 aircraft-type unmanned aerial vehicles. In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, destroyed 665 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 77,490 unmanned aerial vehicles, 625 anti-aircraft missile systems, 24,584 tanks and other combat armored vehicles, 1,586 combat vehicles of multiple launch rocket systems, 28,544 field artillery guns and mortars, 39,702 units of special military automotive equipment. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.